Hello and welcome again. In this tutorial we are going to do a small project that is really a very simple one, just to understand the connectivity between the HTML, CSS and JavaScript, how we can use both trees together to do some small actions. For example, here we have the HTML and CSS file. We have the web page here, and if we type your name, for example Harry, if we submit it, said welcome Harry. Our task is just this simple, because in here we first write HTML. It will give us help us to understand the HTML code. Then we put it and then we decorate it in with CSS, and then make it functional with JavaScript. Okay, let's start. That's the best way. So what I love to do first is to make a folder, and I make it in E drive. You can make anywhere you like. Let's hello app. That's the folder. Then I open it in the Visual Studio Code. Let's open the folder, and it's in E drive. My first step, or hello app I think. Okay, select folder. This is the empty one. Let's make the setup first. Okay, let's go to index.html. Okay, and here if we go with exclamation mark, it will give us a setup, and just right here hello app. And to manage the folders, or to manage the program or project, we have to add some CSS and JavaScript here. Though we can use in the same page, but it's better to use in the external file to practice from now. So the better idea, as I loved this idea, is to make a new folder. And for example, let's give them assets, and here I will make two files, for app.js, and I would make app.css. okay, now let's go here. Hello app. Let's just set up. Let's link it first. Okay, for CSS file we have to link it inside the head tag. So here link rel equals to style sheet, and just give the location here. It's just assets, and inside we have app.css. Oh sorry, I forget here the inverted comma. That's it. And for the JavaScript, we usually link it in the bottom. A script src equals to assets and app.js. okay, and what I do is now, though you can start writing code from here, but what I love to do is first check if our files are like JS, and our style sheet and JavaScript file are connected or not. For this, let's open our app first. Where is the app? Hello app here, and index. Let's see, there is nothing. Okay, let's check if CSS is connected well or not. It's the app.css. So what I would check is body and background color. Let's give anything awkward, that's fine, just to check the function if it is connected. No, there is some problem maybe, right? So we have to check it. What's the problem? This is the way that we learn. We learn from the mistakes. Look here. Here we missed the app.css. Now let's check it again. Yeah, that means the CSS is connected properly. Same way we can check the JS. In JS, just right now plot hello, I am good. This is just to check the connectivity. Okay, and now let's refresh it. Yeah, hello, I am good. That means our setup is complete now. Okay, so what we will do now is we go to index, and we try to make this layout first. Okay, so for this, let's put some div. I go with class equals to what we can do here is we can give any names, like Normally it's better to practice from the project wrapper. This is just where we put all our projects. That means the project wrapper means our this wrap. Okay, and now let's check. Sorry, now let's style that project wrapper, and we go to here, and we don't need this right now. Let's go dot project wrapper. Let's give the width around 450 px. Let's give height around 650 px. Let's give background color, any color you want, but let me choose almost the same one. I think it was like this. You can pick from here, and let's see if it is working or not. Yeah. Oh, this is disturbing. The Java is also working, but as well this is the in the good shape. Okay, what I do right now is I just remove this from JavaScript. That is just to check. And we were in CSS. Okay, background color is this. Then we keep it in center, margin 0 auto, and let's check. That's the complete setup. Okay, I think I forget to save it. Okay, now after then we have one thing. Just consider we have to like some information here. Can you please submit your name? Let's write it there. P, can you please submit your name? That's it. We will style it later because now our main frame is ready, so we can style it later. No worry, just here, can you please submit your name? After then we have the input field, so let's go with the input field here. Okay, input type equals to text. Look, in input field we have to we have to identify, we have to declare what type of input we are putting. So it's now it's the name, so we are putting here text. But if you assume that there should be only the numbers, in case you just put the numbers there, but in case here the text is the best one. Okay, class equals to, let's give the class so that we can style it, and let's give the ID so that we can take its value in JavaScript. I like to keep the same, no worries, it's the same. We can put, and in input we don't have the closing tags, or if you want you can just close it like this. Let's see. Yeah, we have the input field. After then we have submit button, so just go with the submit button. Okay, let's break the line, and let's make the button class equals to, let's say, submit button, and then we can do ID equals to submit btn and button. What we can write here is submit. Let's see if it is working. Yeah, this is our setup. And now what we need to do is just to layout it, right? So it's in the center, all are in center. So what we can do is here this project wrapper and P, we target this one, that project wrapper. Okay, what we can do is text align center. That's fine. Now all are in center, and let's target this P. We can give a little bit padding top, padding for example 10 px, and let's target the P, project wrapper P. And what we can do with this is, let's font size around 20 px, that's fine. Let's see. And the color means we change the color of the fonts. Let's keep it to the any color you like. For now I just go with this normal blue. Okay, and let's see. Okay, can you please submit your name? It's we are almost able to give the save. And now let's give the save to the input button, and just check the name of the input button class is user input. Okay, you can copy it and let's go with the dot user input. Okay, let's give width 90% and let's give a little bit of height 40px, and let's background color. If you want to change background color, you can put it. Let's make it just for learning purpose. Let's make it green. Okay, let's see how it looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's almost, we are almost in the same save. Okay, now let's target the submit button. Let's target the submit button. Let's manage the code a little bit so that it will be easy to see. And the name of the submit button is class submit button. Okay, so let's go here to dot submit button. Okay, you can specify the width around, let's just see now with the 70px, and we see, and the background color, let's give I love green. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's specify the height with 70px, height 50px. Let's give the color, text color white. Yeah, and let's give some margin, font size. You can font size 20px, and let's give the margin top to 25px. Let's see, that's fine. Let's make the width a little more. We can put 120px, I think, maybe the better look. Yeah, that's it. Unless I love to keep it a cursor pointer, because if anything is clickable, then it's better to do the cursor pointer. That is our setup. Okay, now what is error? If you write something here, then that will disappear and the new text will come. Welcome to, welcome like Nick or whatever you write. So what we do is, let's do this part as well. So the idea behind this is that we have the project wrapper here. Let's make one another div. You can make class or id. Class equals to, let's say this is the first part, whatever you like. Okay, and let's put this div. Why I do this, I will explain you what the idea is. The idea is that the first, here if you see, the first, if we type anything, the first part will disappear and the next part will come. So what we are going to do is, we are making two divs, first part and second part, so that one part we can hide and another part we can show on the functionality. Anyway, you will understand it later, no worries. Inside the project wrapper, let's go and do div class equals to second part. Okay, and in second part, what we need to write, let's check. This is the observation is very important, so we have to observe here. In the second part, what we do is, if we write, we just need to make this frame. Okay, so to do it easier, what we do is, we hide the first part first. To hide the first part, we can write here in our apps, the first part name is, it's the first part, right? Okay, so dot first part, let's make it display none. Okay, there is nothing. That means we have there, but we just hide it for a moment, because we want to set up this one. Okay, so this we will write in the second one. Okay, dot second part, we will target it later. Let's go here. In second part, what we have is let's p or you can directly write anything. Just simply make it simple, P, and we can write here hello. Okay, because let's see again what we have, hello and the name. Okay, and then here we can div class equal to your name. Let's see, just make it simple, and here for now we can write any, like Harry, and if we go here it will come hello Harry. Now we have to keep it in the middle and just style it like this so that it will be in a good shape. So let's target this one. Okay, the second part first, the second part here. Okay, what I love to do is just easily display flex sorry, justify content center and align items center, and let's see how it works. Yeah, it's come here, and what we can do right now is here, that's fine. Okay, and flex, because we can see here it comes in the same row. So what we do here is we just do flex direction column, because it was in the default, by default it is in row, so we can make it in column. Now it's fantastic. And just let's align content center as well, and let's see. Okay, why it's not coming in center? Because we didn't specify the height. So what we can do is here, height, let's give 100%. Yeah, now it comes, we are always here. Okay, now let's target the second part, P. Now target here second part, and P is hello, right? So let's second part P, target this one, that second part P. Let's set font size 20 px, and let's font color, you can whatever you like, let's keep green for now. Yeah, hello. If you want, you can increase the size 25 as you like. Okay, now for Harry, I mean that is the name actually. For name we have here class your name. So what we can do is dot your name, target that class, and this font size, let's make 60 px, let's take it, and let's make color whatever you like, hot pink. It will be interesting, but I think we can see whatever. That's fantastic. Just change the color, because the background is pink, so it's not good. We can put the blue one. Let's see. Okay, hello Harry. Now our setup is complete. The HTML and CSS part almost complete, and now we have to move for the JavaScript part. Okay, so what we do is, for now I make this second part display none. Okay, and let open the first part display block or flex, whatever you like. Let's see what happens now. That's fantastic. Okay, now let's move to the JavaScript. Okay, let's move to the JavaScript file. The first what we need to do is we need to check the functionality of submit button. Okay, so the submit button is, the ID is submit button. Let's take it ID to the here, and let's declare the variables. This is to comment. Okay, variable submit button is equal to document.get element by ID. What's the name of the ID? Submit button. That's it. This is the first variable, and then we just check it at add event listener, add event listener, and let's click comma function curly braces. Okay, and let's check its functionality first. It's always better to check its functionality. Alert, I am okay. Sorry. Now let's check it. Yeah, I am okay. That means the button is working. Our code is till this this part is perfect. Okay. Sorry. What we can do now is, let's check, just generate the idea that first we need this value to be passed. So we need the value of this one. So let's declare the variable for that input button also. Input here, id user input. Okay, let's take this user input as variables, where user input equals document dot get element by id. This is the id name is user input. Okay, now this is our functionality of that submit button. That means what we submit here, we can do it. What function it do, we have to write the codes inside this this block. Okay, now first what we need, just take the value. Okay, take the value inside the user input. That means if the user writes something inside this this user input, and if click, we can get this value. So first we have to receive the value. What we can do is, here let's make another variable, user value equals user input dot value. Okay, and let's check if it's working. It's always better that we check our functionality in every steps. Let's see a lot, and we see user value, and let's check if it is working or not. Let's see, make the full, that's fine, user value. Okay, let's check it. Okay, I write something to check, and if I click, yeah, to check. That means we are receiving the value from the input box. Always care one thing here, if you put here dot value, okay, and if you just try to get value directly here, it may not work. Let's check if it works. It's not works. Okay, because we have allowed the user value. Okay, sorry, user input, for example. Yeah, this is blank. This is the very important thing that you have to consider. If you put the value in outside the function or outside, like if you, the value must be captured only if you do something, because the reason is that if you put the value before this click, that means this is not showing anything, because this value we declare before we click. So here this is the very important, don't put value here. I had got, because lots of time we face this problem. Okay, so just what we need to do is var user value equals to user value. Now it's working. Now what we need to do is to put that user value inside the user value inside the, here, look here in the part 2. So how can we do it? Let's take its second parts. Where is the name? It's class your name. Let's keep the id also, it's easy. id equals to also the your name. Okay, and just here take this variable here, var that is the, what is here, id your name. Okay, var name placeholder, let's, it's easy to understand, equals to document dot get element by id. What was the name of the id here? Is your name. So what we put here, your name. And now what we are going to do is, if we click it there, anything that passed inside this user value should go to the name placeholder. So what we can do is name placeholder dot inner HTML equal to what? User value. Let's see if it is working or not. But now let's see. First, now we can for to check it. Now we can do second part also visible. Where the second part? Here, display flex. Okay, just let me gray out it and let's check it. This is our rep. It's coming hello Harry because I think we had put here the name. Let's remove this name. Okay, and let's go and type something here. It's not coming. Okay, look, this is very important. Why it's not coming? Let's check it. We have to go to the inspect, right click and go to inspect and check the console. Look here, on-code reference year, document is not defined. We put something wrong, the spelling document, but here the spelling is wrong in line 6. This is the very good way to learn that if you do mistakes, go to console and check the errors. What errors? Error, if you find out the error, that is the best way to learn. Okay, let's go to app.js. Here, yeah, look here, it says document. document document.getElement by id. Now check it again. Okay, and let's type something and yeah, it's come here, but it's in the same page, right? Harry submit, hello Harry, right? But the problem is that it's in the same page straight. So what we can do is, now we have the first part and second part, right? Let's take the first part. You can for easy, just or id equals to, or we can keep it in the, if you want you can take this by the class name also, but for now we are just using the id as first part, and let's give the second part also the id equals to second part. Though we can select it through the class also, but for now just concentrate on one thing. That means we are taking everything in id. Okay, now first part, let's work with the first part. What we can do is, here let's pair first part equals to document.getElement by id first part. Okay, and what we can do is, now if we click on here, okay, this first part should be hide. Okay, so what we can do is, here we can do let's add here first part dot style dot display equals to none. Let's see if it works. Yeah, right? Let's check now. Harry. Yeah, hello Harry. Now we are doing the thing, but the problem is that this is displaying before. So what we can do now is go to the CSS and just make it display none. Okay, but let's remove this display flex, or you can keep it, no problem, but normally it is not good to use it in 2, so let's gray out it. Now it's the display none. So what we can do is, let's declare the second part, var second part equals document.getElement by id, and we can give it second part. Okay, and now this should be hide, and the second part should be second part dot style dot display equals to, let's make it flex. And now check the functionality. There is nothing. Let's okay, my name is Donald Trump. Okay, hello Donald Trump. That's it. It's easy idea. So what the idea is behind, the first we write the HTML, then we decorate it with the CSS, and then we use JavaScript, simple JavaScript for the functionality. Okay, so what we do is, first we declare all the things that we need in the variables, then we make a submit button function. So you have to clear, this is the add event listener and function. Okay, then the one thing is very important is that if you put anything in input, if you are using the input, the value must be inside the function, not outside, just the variable. This is just the variables. You cannot get the value. To get the value, you have to put it inside the function. So here we know how to take the value from the input field, and then how we can use the functionality, like to use the CSS. We can control CSS from the JavaScript and many more. Okay, that is all for today. And what we do is, there is one problem you can notice. If I submit, it say hello only. Yeah, what we do in next video is to validate this input field, that if it is empty, it will alert the user that the field is empty. If not, then it should welcome. Okay, so you can try yourself, or in next video we'll do that. If there is no input, the program should not run, or the program must alert the user that your input is empty. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and please give me the suggestions or what types of video you want to make, and then I will try to do that accordingly. And if you like, please subscribe. You like my videos. This is just the second video I uploading, and I will upload it in the regularly. And so I hope it is useful for you. And please just comment me if you want to see some another videos about like any other project. I will try to make this video as well, and if you have any questions, please ask in comment. Thank you very much. Please keep watching Code Roughly.